Having someone who has a crush on you is pretty interesting, right? But the whole thing could be terrifying if that person is so obsessed with you that he tries everything to keep you by his side. I experienced the same situation once, and it was a horrible nightmare. My college life went smoothly until I noticed a guy who peeped at me every time I came to the canteen. That's Lucas. He's weird. He's always sitting there alone and mumbling weird things. Just ignore him, my friend told me. At first I didn't care much, but I gradually discovered that Lucas was indeed a problem. Somehow he knew my classroom and always followed me after school. I was so tired of being watched, and I thought I had to end this. Why are you following me? Lucas looked at me confused. I like you, Mia. But I don't. If you keep following me, I'll call the police. I yelled at him and ran away. That day, while returning home from a late-night shift, I suddenly felt someone following me. When I went faster, the footsteps behind me also sped up, and then it stopped. I cautiously looked around, but it was just an empty alley. When I woke up, I found myself in a strange room. My head hurt so bad. You're awake? Lucas smiled at me, which scared me to death. Let me go! I struggled, but my legs were chained. I was afraid Lucas would kill me or do something terrible to me. Stop trying! He suddenly became fierce. He rolled up his sleeves and walked over to me. I sat huddled in a corner, shivering in fear. I already told you that I like you. So why do you keep pushing me away? Fine. I'll give you some time to think about that, Lucas said before leaving. I was locked in this closed room. I tried to scream and kick with my chained legs, but it was all in vain. I couldn't get out. I can't die this way. I burst into tears. I didn't want to give up, and I had to find a way out of this place. After a while, Lucas walked in with a tray of food in hand. He put it down in front of me and asked, "Have you changed your mind?" He made me feel so disgusted. I didn't want to talk to such a pervert. Seeing me silent, Lucas flashed a wry smile and stood up to leave. Actually, I like you too. Hearing my words, he immediately turned around, his eyes shining in the darkness. Very good. That's my girl. Lucas really thought I loved him, so he treated me more gently. But I am still imprisoned with one leg chained, and I couldn't move around freely. You might wonder why I didn't find a way to escape. I tried, but Lucas was very crafty. He seemed to be at home all the time and always watching over me. I was only allowed to eat one meal a day, and that left me in a constant state of exhaustion. I will never leave your side. I always said that when he showed any signs of agitation. He was always afraid of being left alone, so every time he heard me say that, he hugged me tightly. Just like that, Lucas gradually relaxed his vigilance. That day he went out again and let me walk freely in the house. I waited a few minutes after he left and then tried to get out of there. But the windows were closed with wooden slats and the doors were also locked from the outside. I tried rummaging through the house and I found an axe. Even though my body was shaking from hunger, I tried my best to break the door. I was so close to getting out of there. Lucas? Best to break the door. I was so close to getting out of there. Lucas? So he had never actually left. He just created a trap to trick me in. In anger, he stared at me with wide eyes and teeth clenched. He looked very scary. My hands trembled with fear. The axe was about to fall to the floor. Lucas rushed over and pushed me to the floor. I told you to never try to escape. You knew what would happen, didn't you? I will not leave your side, please. But Lucas didn't trust me anymore. At that point, he really wanted to kill me. I had been trying so hard to survive. I couldn't die at the hands of this pervert. There's only one way to keep you by my side forever. Lucas clenched his fists, making me choke. I felt pain and couldn't breathe. At this moment, if I tried to struggle, I would be putting myself in danger. Lucas was so focused on choking me to death that little did he notice the axe on the floor was right near my reach. I once again tried to grab the axe and swung it hard at him. He dodged and fell to the ground. I quickly ran away without looking back and fell to the ground. Even though it was snowing outside, with the thin clothes and bare feet, I tried to run. Crossing the small path and the main road, I finally found a kind person who helped me get to the police. I told them everything, and Lucas was immediately wanted. I didn't know where he had been hiding, but I knew I would be safer under police protection.